04 UK and international. WhatsApp +27 659 070 419 South Africa and rest of Africa. Funeral cover for less than a cup of coffee.
Get that up. Hello. Happy International Women's Month. Yes, it's all about women everywhere, right? This month is our month, and AWT and AWE, if you're wondering who they are, the African women in Europe and Africa Women in Trade. We're here with all my country representatives. I know most of you know them and some of you don't know them, but I would want you to take your time today. Stay tuned, because all of our women, the powerful women that are stand behind this organization, was a way to celebrate them this year. And as you know, this year is all about equity, about enhancing how we women are really taking the next step of being recognized of what we are doing, and actually aligning with the activities that we are doing. So this year, and it's a very important year for all of us, and we are very excited to be with you. First of all, I would like to acknowledge everyone who is joining. Let us know where you are listening us from. We have a chat. Use that chat. We are on YouTube. We are on Facebook. We are also on Twitter. I can see here on Facebook, we are on all pages. I can imagine Africa Women in Trade page, and also Africa Women in Europe page. I see we also on our channel, YouTube channel, on Africa Women in Europe, and welcome everyone, and Africa Women in Trade channel as well. And also on my profile, I can see you're also in there with us. And I want to recognize all of you for coming in, because it's a very, very important day today. We are going to celebrate about enhancing equity, about women, international women, and what does that really mean? And today I'm going to be helped all the way throughout, moderated, and also working together with the country representatives, and who are from Africa Women in Trade, the very powerful women businesses, and doing amazing work in the continent, who have also been supporting us before, and also will continue to support us as well as we continue. But it is so important to acknowledge those people who are actually making the changes right from the beginning. So I will be joined with Mika, who will come with us here, and other from UK. She's a woman who wears two hats. And for you who don't know her, she's based in UK. She's Africa Women in Trade representative. She's Africa Women in Europe representative. A woman who has so many hats, and also a nurse as well, working full time as well. A mom, a mother, a wife. Oh my goodness, a businesswoman. I don't know. The list is endless. Women, we are very, very lucky that we all wear so many hats. But today, let us going to go straight, because of the definition of the theme of this year, the International Women's Day, is about embrace equity. Could you tell us what does that exactly? What did the International Women represent, and what does that really mean? Because a very a heavy word when you start digesting it, and for all the other representatives, and also the listener, to know what it means. So welcome.
Thank you, Joy. Thank you for this opportunity. What a brilliant opportunity, and what a theme, Joy, equity. It's amazing, because when you send me this topic, embracing equity, the first thing that came to my mind, talk about being business, I thought about equity. You think about when you have a mortgage and you buy property, and then, you know, it's the money that your house makes for you, earns for you while you're still living in it. And I thought, I wonder what else equity means, you know, other than just the fact that it's a profit that or something that you gain. And equity actually refers to fairness and justice. And this is distinguished from equality. A lot of us know a lot about equality, but in equity, it means providing the same to all. Equity means recognizing that we do not all start from the same place. And we must acknowledge, and then we must make adjustments so that this imbalance is corrected. So I thought to myself, how can you embrace equity? How can we embrace it? Embracing means facing the truth that is in our society. All people don't really start from the same playing field. Even in life, some of us are born into rich families, some are born into medium, what you call middle class families, others are born into poor families. So we all don't start on the same footage. That means our trajectory in life could be determined by our beginning, very beginning from birth. And so we are looking to a place where all people can have a level playing field. So if we embrace equity and work towards it, it means that each individual will be getting the support and the resources that they need to succeed, which might be different than in what another person needs. So really, this is what equity is all about, giving the exact support that the person needs to help them to become. And I was thinking about a picture whereby, think of a fence, and you have a tall person, you have a medium person, and a short person, and they're all trying to look over on the other side of the fence. So you think, how does equity look like? Equity would mean the person who is tall is able to see over the fence, but the one who's medium may need a platform, and that platform will help lift them up so that they can be able to look over the other side of the fence. How about the short person? They will not need the same platform as the one who's medium. They probably need a higher platform, or several small platforms put on top of each other. And then they will be able to be assisted to step on it, and they now can see on the other side. So these things are tailored to individuals. And this is what really equity looks like. So this will help everybody to have an equal footing in the same environment, And I thought about things like education. Take education, which is the key thing for equity. Because if you want there to be change, then educating people is the key thing from all levels, from when they're children, even into adulthood, being mentored into your work or into your business, so that you're actually given the right footing that is tailored for you, not the shoe that fits all, but the shoe that fits you, the person. And this comes across all areas. So I was thinking about education. And I was thinking that in people are academically blessed differently. Some, one time they're taught, they get it. Others need to be taught over and over. Others need visual aids. Others need to be practically taken to a place and shown literally to be able to understand. And this is what I'm talking about, being the resources being specifically made for you, the person. And this is so important, especially in our culture and in our environment today, where life is so fast, where everyone is just given one blanket and thought, come on, let's crack on. But we need to be very specific if we want to see change. And I think this is so powerful. And what Joy is doing today is to help us all to come up so that we can become tailored to you, the person, to your specific needs, which is important that you yourself also have to identify where you're in need so that you can be assisted. So in terms of supporting, it has to be unique to you to be able to help you achieve your goal. So you have to have a goal. It is difficult to assist you if you don't have a goal. You must have a goal. So in education, it means that the personal or social circumstances such as gender, ethnic origin, family background, they are not obstacles to achieving your potential. Even the ability, talking about people who I like to call them enabled differently, not disabled, because we call them disabled, we are actually taking away from them. They have different abilities. We also have to embrace them and think about how can we include them. There's been a lot of talk on diversity and inclusion. We have to include even those who are enabled differently. So we can embrace equity by facing the truth in the society. And that is being honest with ourselves and looking and seeing where is the problem? How can I come in? For example, what Joy is doing, she's looked and seen, how can I come in? I can bring a group of women together. We can talk about this. We can educate people about this. As she said rightfully, I'm a nurse. I could contribute in terms of health. I can contribute in terms of business, and you don't have to do it in a big group. You can take an individual, you can mentor them. You can take a group of people, young people, older people. You can help a friend with information. So it's about all the time giving that platform. Like I said, when you're short, you need another platform put to make you reach higher, to educate one another, to share that which is instilled in us. So education for me is key from the word go. The way we teach our people to think from when they're in school, the system of education, look at the culture. What do those people believe? We don't want to take their culture away from them, but we can enhance their culture by bringing in things that will benefit them. And these people will become productive to the economy. So it's very, very important that we look at the education system right from the beginning, what we teach our children at home, what society is teaching, what the media is teaching. And these are things that will absolutely bring a huge change and contribute greatly to this great embracing of equity. So we have to also look at areas where there's poor performance. Why is a certain area in this, what is causing them to perform poorly? Is it that they are lacking education? Are they lacking resources? Are they lacking a drive? So it's very important for us when we are thinking about embracing equity to look at the individual and not to generalize people. So I think, instead of, for example, just failing students in exams, I believe look at the strength in the person, look at the strength in the people of our society, and then build on their strength, empower them, because then you're giving them a higher platform to be able to have a level playing field. Education is key. If we want to do international trade, we have to be educated on what the trade is all about. We have to know what is trade. We have to know what is, for example, what type of education do we need? What type of help do we need? And I feel that as we continue to harness into the strengths that we have, we will be able to give people the appropriate training and enable our people to give targeted training, which is what is so important, not a generalized, a targeted training to lift up the people and to make them help them come up in their situation. So when I looked at equity, I thought fairness is very interesting, because we know a lot of things are not fair, but we can bring fairness, every single one of us, one at a time. Thank you, Joy.
Wow, thank you so much. And we could see that how you share all this also in Cape Town. I remember you also using your nursing abilities to support the situations that were happening in Cape Town. Some of you who don't know, we also met in South Africa, Cape Town. And I'm so delighted because Milka is one of the person who came in. And also to recognize her, as I mentioned, she's a representative of AWT as well. Let me just share her slides if you want to reach out to her. She's also part of us for AWE as well. So she wears two hats, and that's why she is able to really actually maximize the space that we have as AWE. And I want to recognize everybody who is coming in. Let us know where you're watching us from. And I can see some communication coming in. So Milkas, thank you so much, because it means a lot to understand what does it embrace equity. And it's something that I was like, whenever I hear equity, for us in Kenya, it's a name you go like, oh, is it to do with the money? Is it to do with yeah? Because equity is where to do money is involved. But it's quite a lot also when you look at it, how you can. So thank you for sharing with that. Talking about South Africa, we are here with Clarina, all the way from Cape Town. As I told you, we met in South Africa, and I want to welcome her as well. Welcome. And thank you for sharing this space with us, because it's so important to hear about what you're doing and how you look at embrace equity on your side. And thank you for hosting us as well, South African, Cape Town, in October last year. For those people who didn't know, we had an exhibition conference and awards, such a 3 days activity, and we finally found very good people to be working with in the future with us. And Clarina is one of them, also with also a second representative who will not be there today, but she's representing. So the stage is all yours. What does embrace equity means to you and the South African that you can share with us?
Good afternoon, Joy, and thank you for this amazing opportunity. I think Milka has touched on so many things. And I think one of the sayings that I always say, if you educate a girl in Africa, everything changes, right? So she spoke about education, she spoke about equality, she spoke about the youth, she spoke about all of those things that actually makes up a huge segment of what is coming in terms of equity. I think that you say when you equal opportunities are not enough. We still far from different places. So true inclusion and belonging require equitability, action, a focus on gender equity with the goal of equality needs to be part of every society's DNA. It needs to be in our DNA. And unfortunately, through many things, it's still not there. Ultimately, one size, and I think she mentioned it earlier also, she spoke about the shoe, but one size does not fit all. So how do we shift the gender conversation from equality or equal rights to one of equity? You know, sometimes if equality is the goal, then equity is our means on getting there. So how are we far from this equitable culture? In theory, many countries would consider themselves to have cultures of equity, whereby opportunities are both legal, indiscriminating on bias of gender. The South African Constitution, however, has been globally praised for championing equality in all matters of potential discrimination. However, and that's a very big however, while the outcome intent may be one of equality, the implementation of equal rights, legislate is misleading in presuming that such doctrine would manifest such an outcome. So we see within South Africa, they are all for it. They go for it. They say, okay, this is what we're doing, but that's not really the true sense of the outcome, right? Equity, however, is far more integrated than a piece of legislation. It requires independent and individual action in order to progress forward, which is why this International Women's Day was so important to engage in and even what you're doing now with such impactful conversation around equity. It is vital that we, regardless of our gender, open ourselves up to having these dialogues and understand that the most often equality is an outcome and not an action. We need to raise awareness around what constitutes equity in the professional space, in particular in a position of power. For example, we're sitting on a board of directors and things, right? And there is a 50-50 kind of split on the board of powerful international corporates or however they do it. Can that corporate claim that its practices is gender equity? Gender equity, there can be hypothetically company assists that each honest board member has the same path to their position. Are they equally talented? We have to ask. Are they all from the same backgrounds? Are they all equally resourced? How many of them are in the position due to the wealth? Due to wealth, privilege, and nepotism, which is sometimes huge. And unfortunately, I have to say this in South Africa, corruption, right? And we're working around all of those things because South Africa is very volatile at the moment, and we're not going to go there. When we provoke conversation around equity, it gives us the insight to review such situations and dig into what we can do to change the existing gender paradigms in business, many of which we are knowingly running under the guise of being enterprise of equality. And of course, the concept of equity is not limited to business, but it is all around all facets of society. If you truly believe in an exclusive world, then you will truly believe in the need for society to understand the difference between equity and equality. Who we are today is a completion of all unique experiences we have encountered throughout our lives because we're all facetly made up differently. To be authentic women leaders, we need to be enthusiastically embracing these experiences on how they have defined us. And in doing so, we need to realize that every other woman we meet has had different, unique experiences that we have defined our journey. Perhaps embracing equity starts with embracing something else. The concept is defined as the profound feeling that everyone, whether you know them or not, is not is a living life of complex as your own. Once we understand the fundamental uniqueness of everyone's life journeys nullifies any concept of equality, then only can we to begin to embrace equity. Quality is giving everyone a shoe, but equity is giving everyone a shoe that fits. So, in saying that, Joy, I have to end it there a bit because I can get very excited about this topic. Do feel that we're still not where we need to be. We still have a massive road. And I mean, like we speak about equality, but equity is the road of getting us there. And we should foster more of these sort of conversations and might not only be a place of action. We need to take a hold of it and drive these sort of conversation, especially within women in trade. And I mean, if you look at trade started with women, biblical times, way back. And for those that's on this panel can hear me, read Proverbs 31. She gets up early and she's in that marketplace busy trading already. So through the years and generations, they have just nullified her and didn't bring up that part, right? So I'm going to end the story, else we're going to go on, and we've got lovely speakers coming up. And so thank you.
Thank you so much, Clarina, for making time, because I know with your biz community, you're a media person as well, and you have this, whatever Clarina is talking about, it's something that she's really been researching and doing for years, bringing this information, sharing information about also business women, or also in the religion side. Yeah, we should not underestimate that as well. We also have to bring equity there too. In that area. So it's every aspect of our lives that, and I like that how you really spotlighted each and every area where we are, and especially trade, because that's where we are in here with some of the Africa women in trade. And we have seen that quite a lot of women are very new in the area, and now doors are opening up. How do we make sure that they really maximize that and they get the equity and actually being embraced to join that space? That's also another area that we also have to. Thank you so much for sharing that. And if you want to, we should also mention about your community. Can you tell us where your link is, or how to connect with you as well with your other platform?
Are you talking about referring to Biz Community specifically?
Yes,
Or
yes,
just,
yes.
Okay, so they can all reach us on www.bizcommunity.com. We're the largest B2B, business-to-business media publication in South Africa and currently Africa. I do not say that I just want to say we know that we own this space, but we're very humbled in doing so. And if we really want to move forward, and also just we need to start engaging in more sort of conversation, and business to business conversation is hardly seen within Africa. So come to the site. There's lots of conversation happening there. There's lots of trade happening there. Right? Without you even know it, somebody might just identify you and say, here's 100,000 billion for a trade deal. It's happened before, not so much money, but it's happened before. I've seen this happen with my own two eyes. I didn't even get the chocolate because of it, and I was the accounts manager, but another story for another day. But
it's so much. So, I can see your people are also on YouTube there. I can see some people from Cape Town. I saw that in one of them YouTube, because we are not seeing everything here as well. But keep telling us where you're listening us up at, and share with us many. Yesterday it has come up. Cape Town, Christy Van. Yeah, she's here as well. So welcome everyone, and thank you so much for being here and sharing what the South Africa in the concept of equity, embrace equity as well. So we are gonna go not too far away. Sorry, go ahead.
I just wanted to say, South Africa is very a diverse nation on its own, and we have a lot of complications, and this is why I say, especially with women. And I mean, if you look at me, it's within South Africa, and this is not a race card. I'm a person of color, right? I'm a multifaceted woman of color, and I stand proud on that type of conversation. And I feel like these platforms give women like myself and others that's coming up behind us the opportunity to engage with the rest of Africa. Because Africa looks at South Africa, especially Cape Town, and is like non-existent in terms of people of color like myself. because they see different things, right? But this is what I want to say. We're here to break those type of status quos, and this is also part of equity that needs to come to the forefront on another level and dimension.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I agree with you fully. That one, South Africa, have a lot of work to do there. And it's getting there. It's getting there. And I love that's why we were there to show that it's possible, right? And we are all working
Absolutely.
together so much. So thank you so much for that. And I'm not gonna go very far. We are just staying around SADC area. Somebody who don't know SADC area is the southern side of South Africa. You know, we still have to learn these regional blocks. So we are going to stay closer now, and we have our dear friend who is Linda Fernando, and she is the one who is representative of Mozambique and Angola. And you see why I put them together, because it's Portuguese. And I hope she's not gonna speak Portuguese today, but she can maybe translate for us what is embrace equity in Portuguese, so that their people can really understand that. So welcome so much. Welcome, my dear.
Obrigada, Joy. Boa tarde. Good afternoon. And that was actually my first challenge when joining AWT, about how am I going to be part of this platform, being a language barrier. I speak Portuguese, and most of the business is done in English. So that was actually for me, and takes me to what embracing equity means equal. It means equal opportunity, and by having the opportunity to join AWT, I had the chance to practice and prepare myself to take advantage to these opportunities that we've been claiming for. Thank you very much for having me today. As Maya Angelou once said, each time a woman stands up for herself without knowing it possible, without claiming it, she stands up for all women. And today we celebrate and empower each other as AWT. Embrace equity means, for me, ensuring that benefits of trade and economic growth are shared equitable among all countries and individuals in the continent, regardless of the level of development, economic status. Embracing equity as well requires, as a part of in the inclusion process as well, addressing the development gap, promoting inclusive trade policies, and encouraging regional integration. And a main example of that is that when you give and you open the floor for women to be part, they will give everything that they have to take advantage of it. And that's why, for me, equity, and today as I celebrate almost 1 year with AWT, and as I look behind, the challenge is still the same: how we can use communication, how we can use information to ensure that women, young people, rural communities, SMEs have equal opportunities, and how can they take advantage of all the benefits to come as a part of this integrational region, as a part of this regional integration. So being a woman, being a young person, being an entrepreneur takes me to a place where I feel every day about how difficult it is to live equity, how difficult it is to take advantage of all the gains that equity can allow us to access. So my network, unfortunately, is failing on me. But hello.
We can hear you well. We can hear you well.
Yes. So being, as I was saying, that as a woman, as an SME, as a young person, for me, embracing equity means promoting access to finance, promoting access to training, promoting access to resource, and also inclusive growth to ensure that we have equal opportunities and to access all the benefits that we want to promote, not only for this generation, but for generations to come. So what we're doing in Mozambique as a part of AWT is to find a path through which, without the language being a barrier, how we can remove the border issues that we have in our mind, how we can bring all the women and young people together to connect with the continent. We are 54 countries. We are 54 countries. But what does it mean for each of us as a countries? How countries such as Mozambique, that is here in SADC, surrounded by English-speaking countries, how can a country as Mozambique can really access this information? So promoting and embracing equity means also addressing these issues that puts us away in distance of all these benefits to come. So through communication, through access of information, we want to practice equity. We want to promote equity by ensuring that no one is left behind, by ensuring that women, through our example, three real people like you, Joy, a trailblazer, all AWT country representatives, people, real people, through a humanized communication, they can see that, oh, it's possible. If they did it, then we can do it. So equity, embracing equity is using real stories to move people and bring people together. And thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you as well. You really have covered it very well. And I know being a powerful woman in Mozambique, especially bringing up even the AFCFT and following up those movements, you did follow it up very well. And that's where you come in, because this area that I can imagine it's not a space for women that we see coming all the time and embracing this position, especially when it comes to politics too, because it's also part of businesses and everything. And so we want to acknowledge you and all that you do. And I'm so happy that you're on this network and you're learning more and more of Mozambique and Portuguese and Angola and businesses. The other day, so we want to acknowledge you and all that you do and others there. So that's very, very thankful for that. So stay tuned here, and we are seeing your people around here, as you can see. They're all coming in. Enjoy. Thank you for joining us. Those one who are listening on YouTube, let us know where you're listening us for. And very soon we're gonna be asking you, what does embrace equity mean to you? And write us to the chat so that we can also be part of this discussion, not only listening. So we're going to go straight to Lois. I can see she has managed to join in. She's having technical issues, but please feel free to join us here now, because we're going now to the other side. We're still, I think, still at the SADC area. We're now going to Zambia. Zambia, we have Lois. Lois is one of us, has been here for some time, and really the one who really I see are very active in terms of bringing businesses in Zambia from South Africa, from everywhere. And you tell us, how does Zambian community as well look at embrace equity in that aspect in your region, and even in your own views, how you think about that? And let me know whether you can hear us as well.
Thank you so much, Joy, for this opportunity. Yeah, firstly, I'll mention what equity means. It means the equal opportunities for man and woman. Usually, I'll talk about Zambia. Of course, they've been the government has been working, trying to see to it that all the opportunities for man and woman, they are balanced. But as much as they are working on it, when you look at how things are happening, we still have more men being on top than women. It means the opportunity is not balanced yet. So basically, we women, we have to stand up. You know, sometimes we still have that mentality that men should also lead, when we also have the capacity to do something. So as women, we should be able to stand up and be able to fight for our rights and be able to operate on the same rank which men can. If we're able to do it, why not? So it's important as women, like I myself in Zambia, I've worked with different organizations, and most of the times when we are training women in leadership, you find that they'll shy away. When you ask them, they'll always point at their husband or men who are in a meeting. They don't want to participate because of what they have that that mindset that used to happen some time back, that a man should always be leading, you know, a man should always be in front, a woman has to follow behind. So this is what is making a lot of women to remain backward. They can't stand up, they can't do things which they are capable of doing because they think men should be on higher positions. So women usually, they are mostly disadvantaged in terms of in social places. A lot of them, they can't stand up for themselves. They can't really come out. They might have great ideas, they might have great visions, but because of fear, because of not having courage, they'll still remain backwards. Thank you so much, Joy.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. I mean, I like the braveness there that you're saying. The women have to take up the role. They don't have to wait to be given the spaces. Yeah, they need to go and grab them, right?
Yes.
Is that what I'm saying from your side? That we stop waiting to be offered seats on the table and being given the side chair. Zambia women are saying this is the time to sit on that table together with the others, and even take the opportunity when it comes, or even create the opportunity on your side. So I love that. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that as well. And you have been doing quite amazing work. As I said, all the women here, they are all in business. They are all doing something that they are really supporting in terms of leading in the women, especially when it comes to trade. Zambia, and that's what Lois is doing at the moment. She is really bringing up the idea of bringing products also from within the continent to Zambia. So if you want to introduce your products to Zambia, from South Africa, from Kenya, from Botswana, from whatever, Angola, all that, reach out to all these country representatives, so including Lois. She's able to also be able to help you to introduce them in the market, which she has done a few of them from South Africa, as I know, as from now, and more are coming. Thank you so much, Lois, for that. I know you have issue with the internet, but you did so well.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So that is Lois, and we're going now back to Europe now, and back to languages, French speaking, and also in France now. We have our country representative, Dorothy. She's here with us, and she is very prominent. She's one of the newest on board, and I'm very excited to have her on board because we are not limiting ourselves where we are going to go, where we are reaching. It's all about Africa, it's Europe. Right now we are focusing on these two, but market access is not limited to anywhere for African women in trade. So I'm so glad that you came to this space. As I can see, more people are joining us. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for letting us know you're listening. Now, I'm going to involve you in this chat. Let us know on the chat what embrace equity means to you, especially with this International Women's Day theme. Let us know in the chat, and I'll bring it up here as well. I know you're listening to us from YouTube, from Facebook, from Twitter as well, and almost different kind of groups as well. Put up the comment and I'll bring it up here as well, so that we can also have you engaged here, because it's so important to know what you understand and how you think. So Dorothy, ball on to you. What's the France? I know you're from Kenya, but you put it there because you're very good in France, and you have quite a lot of opportunities there, especially being a woman in that space where you have created at the moment is quite interesting. So the ball is on your side. What does the embrace equity means? I think you're muted. You can unmute yourself.
Hello, everybody.
Now I can hear you.
Okay. First of all, I will appreciate that I'm with you. As you've said, I'm the newest here, and I'm here to learn a lot how you guys do things here and put in what I can put in. So I'll go straight. Maybe as much has been said by Mirka, Clarina, and those who have talked before me. They've already actually said what I would have said. But I would start by saying what I understand by to embrace. It's simply to accept something wholly and completely. What I understand again is the word maybe equality, to understand that. For me, it's the fact of ensuring everyone is given the same opportunity. And equity for me is striving to give each and every individual all the necessary tools and opportunities to access particular goals. Okay, so I would say that we all come from different walks in life. We worked in different corporate world. We have learned a lot, and we should share our experiences and expertise to others so that maybe they can achieve what what we have achieved already. Each person's experience is worth appreciating, and we should not look against others, especially look in the corporates. Sometimes are overlooked. People feel unwanted, they feel they are not being engaged enough, and this makes frustration sometimes. So in order to achieve the same goals, we need to have the same access to the same resources. And I think today many countries are they're having the same issue, the gender pay gap. I think it's Lois who talked about that. In France, it's a big topic right now, because women still feel that they're not being paid as the men, in spite of them doing exactly what the man is doing. And I think in a few we'll come up with solutions where the salaries will be equal for everybody according to their expertise and what they're putting in. So I would say that having understood the importance of equity, which helps create a level field for everybody to provide support and resources, we should all look forward into introducing measures to achieve equity, which will help eliminate the inherent gaps that are there in the society today. I think that's what I can say today to add to what has been said, and I look forward to the next topics. Topics you're going to continue to handle here this day. Thank you. Hello?
Yes, I agree with you. In France, there's so much going on at the moment. There's all sort of equity being not only in the whole world, but we all still want to find our spaces there as well. And thank you again for taking up the challenge of supporting us with the French side. So the French-speaking guys who are here, we even have a WhatsApp group for that, where she is helping us to communication wise in the group. And I'm going to share also some links here where you can all join if the first time you've heard about us. And I'll ask also my supporting Mercy, if you're there, share in also some of the groups if you don't see the links on your page right now, because you can see all where you can connect with us as well, not only now. And also we have quite a lot that is going on our platform on a monthly basis, information, and also AWE as well, Africa Women in Europe. We also have an event coming up, and I'm hoping to find you, Dorothy, also coming there as well. And so many from you who are in Europe, this is the time for you to really see how you can also come in and embrace these opportunities that we offer them as an organizer. So this is the Africa Women in AWE Summit that is coming up in Brussels. So actually, this is a very good place for also French speakers to welcome. They're also welcome there, and also English speakers. And some of you have seen that you'll also be coming up here as well from different countries. So feel free to come to us and see the spaces where we are in. So right now I can see some people are contributing also as well with the topic of today. As I mentioned there, let us know what equity means to you, and we will be pulling them up here as well as we continue with all our other representatives. We are not yet through. We still have a few more here with us, and we'll go straight now to, I don't know whether if Helen is back here from Switzerland. We are still in Europe. I think she dropped off, but we'll see whether she'll be coming back again. And as we wait, let's go now back to the other side of East Africa, we go to Rwanda, and we have Madame Bon here. If you're there, let me know if you're still there. You can put on your camera. And as I introduce her, is working together with one of our representatives, also peace. They also work together with two of them, and I'm very glad to have them around because they help us to learn. And actually, yes, we can hear you now. We can hear you. Can you hear us? Okay. I think she's having technical issues. I hope you can hear us. Can you hear us, Bon? You can remove your camera if it's the issue. Okay. I think we
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, you can put off the camera, then maybe it.
Yes, I do. I can hear you well. My camera is on. I don't can hear me.
Okay, yeah, we can hear you. You can put off the camera if you can.
Hi.
You can put it off so that it's easier for us to hear you. Okay, we're having some technical issues there. I hope we can have that solved as we are waiting for her to get that sorted out. If you can hear me, Bon, just remove the camera, then it's easier to add you here with the others. And as we wait for her to do that, we'll go now to the other side of not too far away. We're going now to Namibia. Namibia, I can see you're here as well. I have a representative from Namibia. She's here with us, and I'm always happy to have her around. She had a very good presentation not long ago. And if you can hear me, just unmute yourself, and we can add you here as well. Let me know if, yes, I can see your camera is coming up. If not, don't worry. There you are, Bettina. Welcome, welcome. You're looking very beautiful. Is it that sunny on the other side? Send us some warmth. Can you hear me?
Oh, it's very hot here. You won't like it here, I'm telling you. Yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity. So my name is Albertina, as Joey said. I'm an AWT member. He represents Namibia representative. I'm happy to see all the women that spoke before me, and I see most of the things that have spoken is that I wanted also to speak, but I will try to add more of on what they have said about the equity. So equity for me is a guarantee of a fair treatment. So a fair treatment on access of opportunities and advancement for all the peoples. So while at the same time, so it's striving to identify and eliminate those challenges and barriers that prevent people to participate when there's things that so equity for me is also about equal outcome. That is very different because things may come out, but they are different. So we can receive equal opportunities, but we have different abilities. Because of our different abilities and because of what we do, we make different things. So equity, in terms of equity, things might be different according to what we are doing and according to what we are receiving and how to apply what we are receiving. So like in biblical terms, like you say, it is also in the Bible. If you go to Matthew 25, Matthew 25, verse 14 to 30. It talk about talents. So there was a master who gave three different men talents. One he gave 5, and the other one he gave 2, and then the last one he gave 3. I mean 1. So in terms of equity now, if you look at it, these people they were given talents, and the two they invested in this talent, and then they got double of what they were given to the master. And then the other person who was given 1 talent, he buried this talent in the maybe under the mattress, or he dig a hole and put it there, waiting for the master to come so that he can give it as it is. So he did not invest in this talent. So he then made the master angry because he did not use this opportunity. This is just it's just to tell you that if there's opportunities, you need to grab it. Grab that opportunity that is coming in, because somebody else will grab it if you don't grab it. So we need to impress these opportunities that are coming. There's a lot of different opportunities. They come in many different ways, and we need to be ready and be able to take part in these opportunities. If an opportunity come, it can be, maybe you need to present your product somewhere in Europe or in Africa. It's something that's coming in a blink of an eye. You just need to grab it, and you are good to go. So we to be ready every time. Yes, there are a lot of leaders like Joy. She's giving us opportunities. We need also to put effort in order for us to be somewhere. So it all depends on how you take that responsibility of everything that is coming. I think that is all I have to say.
Wow, I like that. I like that. Opportunities are there to be grabbed, even if you are given equality and you don't maximize it. Someone has to
Yes.
make the move. I like that. And like you can see that also on our platform. We don't force people. Opportunities
Yeah.
are there. They have to grab them. Whoever takes it first, go run with it. And then
Yes, true.
sometimes and we have to say that maybe they embrace equity. We already even have it, but are we really seeing it? Are we grabbing it?
We are not grabbing it that much.
Yeah,
So just imagine,
that's
I was in South Africa last year. It was in October, and it's now 4 months, and I have learned a lot in a short period of time. I learned a
yeah,
lot,
because you want
and
to. You
I'm
want
very thankful to be part.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
That
to be
is
part of
Nina.
AW. Yeah,
Thank
thank you.
you. Thank you. I mean, there is so much still we're going to learn. We are going towards the traders system. Namibia is also coming up. Very dynamic women. If you haven't seen the group, we have shared with you on the on the chat so that you can come in and also and be part of us. And as I said, we open, our doors are always open, but you have to wake up and take of these opportunities that are coming and embrace them. Yeah, because the equity is already out there, and the information sharing, we do it on a daily basis, and some of them, they are quick ones. You have to act quickly. Like now, I know we are going to Rwanda, where I'm trying to get this lady coming up here, taking some women there to get another opportunity to gain a knowledge to move their products to the next level. So many things that are happening on the platform. So I want to acknowledge all the people who are listening. As I bring, I can see 2 more people are here now, and but let me also recognize those who are coming and mentioning some of the comments here. Thank you so much, Albertina. But I'll stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We're all coming back up here, and everybody else who have been spoken. If you can stay, that's fine. We're gonna come up here again, and as we close down together. So, but as I see here, there's one comment. When women get to the table, we must deliberately and consciously work to extend that table, make it longer, wider, to accommodate more and more women, and also support and show other women how to build their own tables to accommodate even more women. That way, we will successfully shift the narrative around issues of equity. I love that, Chigo Godway. Sorry if I pronounce it wrong. And you really, that's so true. When those people who are there on the table extend the table and even show the others how to create these tables. And I think that's what we do, AWT. Having known, being a diaspora, bringing all these knowledges, as you can see, I'm not coming around. I'm bringing from France, I'm bringing from Switzerland, I'm bringing it from UK. It's up to you to grab this and be ready to listen and act, because we can only tell you and inform you, but the action lies on your side. So thank you so much for sharing that. And I can also see another one again. He also, the same person. I like Albertina. I think that's the one you meant. We are really each responsible for ensuring our own state of equity. That's so true. That's so true. Thank you so much for mentioning that. Now we are going now back to Rwanda. And I think my dear Bon is here now. Without, she will come in without the camera. I don't know whether it's gonna be better now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Joy. Can you hear me well?
Yes, thank you so much. Yes, so tell me before everything goes haywire there about equity. The stage is yours.
I know it's been long. Thank you so much, Joy, for this opportunity and for this day. You are a great reader. Anyway, let me first thank you. You are a person that I count on a daily basis, and I learn a lot from you. Anyway, let's go back to our theme for today, embracing equity. I can say I'm so surprised that what I have already prepared, everyone has mentioned it, and I was like, so what I'm going to say, but I have a little to say. Oh, can you hear me well?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Oh, about equity, what I heard about it or what I know about it is meant to recognize that everyone deserves equal opportunities and the treatment regardless for the race. I had one of our colleagues there had mentioned it, is it from South Africa, saying that her races is different to them, but she can embrace it. And I was impressed with her words. I think it's from South Africa. But what I heard about equity embracing is about agree or deserving, that person has to deserve a better equal opportunities, treatment, regardless of their race, gender, sexual orientation, region, or any characteristics. As African, we all know that we have a different culture as in Africa, and some are those that still underestimate women on any activity that they may go there. But what I heard about it is to agree that women has equal opportunity to go. If a man can do a construction, also women has. If men can go to education, also a lady or a woman can do that also, as we have all power to embrace that. What I can say on our Rwanda or our country, as all you know, we are among of those countries that have a lot of women in parliament, and our president always keep pushing us that you can do better, you can do better than what I think. Even in village, in those rural areas, now they're embracing that culture. So as we have this opportunity, and it's almost 6% of people or a woman that is in parliament, it's good. as it's our opportunity to show off what we can do, what we can do better, and that's all. So what I can say also in equity, it's not only to create that more society which is just more peacefully, more prosperous for everyone, but also to provide an equal access to education, healthcare, employment, and the other essential source. We can also ensure that everyone has a chance to reach their fully potential. If I mean that fully potential is like everyone can do everything better, what is in the talent. Oh, there is one from Kenya who mentioned that Matthew in Bible said that one have this talent and this one. We all know that if I'm in healthcare or me as a banker, I can do more better even as men. That's why I can say embracing equity is to give the opportunity to also a woman to reach to their full potential. I can say that on that, as we say, on a way forward, it's not only also to create a culture of empathy or understanding. We must also be willing to understand, to the experience, also to choose who we have been marginalizing and work to build a society that is more inclusive and welcoming to all. If I have a business, we have to know that women also can do better even for men, not sending also men to the field to negotiate, to do whatever. Also a lady or a woman of Africa can do it better. As I can conclude in this, embracing equity is more imperative and practical necessity. It is up to all of us to do our part to create a society that value and respect everyone. Thank you so much, Joy.
Wow, that's correct. Respect each other. That's a very strong one point you left there with us. And I'm looking forward probably I think there's a group coming in April. I'm not sure whether I'll be there or not, still working on it. Women are coming to Rwanda to do some training.
Okay.
Hope we can also meet you guys as well. We will
Please,
see
I
how we
will.
can coordinate that as well with Africa Women in
Thank you.
Trade. They are coming to
Thank
get
you.
training, and that's so to thank you for making time. And I can see our
Thank you.
Tanzania is also here as well. So that was Rwanda. If some of you are asking who was that on the stage, that's our representative from Rwanda. There are two ladies there. There is Peace and herself, just to show you her profile there, together with Peace, the representatives in Rwanda. And now we are going straight to Tanzania, my dear young youth here with me. I'm so excited to have you here as well. Also one of the youngest and the newest also in the group, Tanzania. Tanzania is a very strong, powerful women area, having Her Excellency as well being a madam. Is such an honor to have that as well, bringing the women forward. So let me know whether you can hear us, because I noticed you're dropping off. I'm not sure whether you can hear us.
I can hear you now.
Perfect. So the stage is yours. What is embracing equity in Tanzania? What are the Tanzania doing? I know like now they're celebrating. They must have had a big celebration as well. And tell us what does it mean to you as well?
Okay, thank you, Joy. Equity means creating an inclusive world, but how can we create this inclusive world? Who will create it for us? So I believe as women, we can create an inclusive world. And as for me, I've been able to connect with many youth and women who are doing different things. Some are entrepreneurs, some youth are looking for jobs. So I've been able to analyze each and every one. What is their interest? What is it that they really want? And by doing that, I've been able to connect them with different opportunities. For example, for the youth, some of them are looking for scholarship to go and study to some other countries. And these are all of opportunities which are being provided by AFCFTA. So I've been able to connect them with different scholarships, and even some entrepreneurs who maybe are looking for funds or are looking for market access. I've been able to connect them. And also through AWT, I know I've been able also to connect some of the women to who want to do businesses or to get funding or to get the branding. So I've been able also to connect some of these entrepreneurs to share their success stories, because through success stories, they can also learn from other people's how they are doing some of their things, and also solve their own problem without even getting maybe another help from someone else. So that is what I've really been doing in order to create an inclusive world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for accepting the challenge, being a youth. But I'm very, very proud of you, how you juggle the two. Because there's one I'm very proud, because one of the part that we practice and we really did very well with is the combination, how the youth and the women can work together, right? And we saw a very productive way how that is working, where you supported another woman to prepare her profile to be able to be eligible, to be equal, to give her the equality that we are looking for, to be able to even access it. And that's why we heard from the gentleman, or I think it's a lady or gentleman, who said in the chat, to creating a table, making the table longer, and bringing other women on the table and showing them how to do that, and at the same time creating a job for yourself, right? So at the end of the day, you're creating a profile for women there. So even in the Tanzania women, I'm marketing for my dear friend here. She's a young person, but very dynamic. All the business people in Tanzania, reach out to this lady. She's going to pay for your business profile. And I'm telling you, I was so amazed when she supported the woman. Now, she's going to be getting a training through you as well because of the support. Otherwise, she would have missed the opportunity, right? These are the things we are talking about. Practicability, how we can train the youth to support women, because that's how jobs are created. It's a simple mindset where we have to come up with. We cannot do everything as women. Let's also bring the youth as well, the young people, to help us to, especially in the digital world, and trade is actually in the digital space. So without seeing, without reading, we cannot be able to do business. So I'm so happy that we are able to give such good stories that we see that happening in Tanzania, and how you are supporting the women there to also to bring their profiles up, as well as the youth, because probably the work will be so much, and you have to also give other youth, right? And there's so many opportunity websites, you name it. And I'm sure there's so much that is coming up on that platform. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to bring up everybody else, because I think we have, please put your camera on if you are able to. I'm bringing you up as well on the stage, because I think we've had everyone now who have been here. The others have left because of the technicality. Let me know whether you can put your camera on. If not, we can still see you as we come up to the end. And also thank everybody else who have been here. But there's one part I think we didn't mention so much, that is also embracing AWT and AWE. And I'll let Milka come up on that one, because it's something that we have also looked at. Equity now coming to money-wise, what the AWE circle, the diaspora circle, is doing. Maybe you can point out on that one on your side, because you wear so many hats.
Thank you, Joy. Yes. Actually, Africa Women in Europe is the other part of all this, and I would encourage all of you to be a part of it and join us on our website. I'm sure they'll put the link there, because this is another space that you get to meet a lot of women with different mindsets, and you can connect with them on an individual level or as a group. And one of the things that we came up together to do as Africa Women in Europe is we came up with a circle. And a circle is a group of people, is an organization that is actually regulated in Kenya. So unfortunately for this specific one, you have to be Kenyan, because it is governed by the Kenya government. But you can take the same concept and bring it to your country, and it brings a group of people together with one common goal, whereby we are able to contribute money, buy shares into it, and be able to have savings. And then you're able to borrow from this society. You're able to borrow up to 3 times your saving, which is amazing, because if you look at, and the interest rates are actually better than the banks. And you're also able to earn money. So you're kind of creating your own company. You're being able to borrow from the same company, and build yourself as an individual, and also be able to create opportunities and job opportunities and for the other people. So we have come together to form a SACCO, and we have been able to bring together people and give them that opportunity to invest back into their country. So if, for example, if I wanted to buy a house or I wanted to buy a piece of land, I can come to the SACCO, and from what I have been saving, I can borrow up to 3 times the money and be able to purchase a land. And that is also helping us to grow our countries. We are in diaspora, but we are able to come back to Africa and contribute. So it helps us to bring together our finances and be able to be a productive society. So I would encourage, sometimes we have, in different places, we have things like table banking, we have things like, what do you call them, groups, chamas, we call them, or susu groups, where people contribute money and we're able to develop each other. And this also, thinking about the topic we're talking about, helps create that equity, gives people that opportunity. People otherwise who would be rejected by banks are now able to have the opportunity to come and access funds that they would otherwise not have been able to access. So as Africa Women in Europe, we have formed a SACCO, and if you're listening and you're from Kenya, our aim is to help entrepreneurs. That is really the big purpose, to build up entrepreneurs and help them, fund them to be able to grow their businesses. We welcome you to join us. I can see that the link is there, www.awesacco.eu. Please join us, write to us so that we can give you more information on how you can come together. And even if you're not a Kenyan, write to us and we can be able to share with you these ideas. Because what are we talking about? Equity is giving each other the opportunity, giving each other the advantage. We give you the advantage of the information we have. You can go to your country and you can be able to build up such societies that are able to help you and to help the women who otherwise will never be able to access certain opportunities or funds. So this is a really great thing. And this came as a result of us working together as women for many years together as Africa Women in Europe, building each other, empowering each other. We thought, how can we now take it back to Africa? How can we now contribute back? And we came together and we were able to form this. And I'm sure if you look into your nations, you will find there are many things you can do. But I would encourage you, join us. And our motto is together we are strong, because everybody brings their strength, isn't it? And the more strength we bring from all angles, the stronger we are as a group, and we are able to grow. And I like the analogy of the table, making it wider. You see, through that circle, we are able to expand another person, and they can create a table and go and grow another leg, you know, many branches, but the stem is one, because we have one purpose. And that is so important, focusing on one purpose, because that's where our strength is. Thank you.
Wow, wow. Thank you so much for that, because that's something very important that you mentioned there, extending the table. I think thank you so much for that, to put in that topic there, that it is about extending that extra table and helping others to build even more larger, huger table. So I can see we have been joined here by Dr. Lucy Mackenzie from the side of the AWE Diaspora Circle. I mean, not the SACCO, but I've even taken you to the AWE SACCO. She's the Africawomenintrade representative from the US side. And and as you people stay just there, let me just let her come in, because as I told you, we are so diverse. We're stretching that table. You were told that table, right? We still stick on that table, that you're stretching even wider to even other regions as well. And that's why you see we have here Dr. Lucy Mackenzie. If you're here, you can hear me. Please go ahead and tell us.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. So it's all about here, talking about the embrace equity, what it really means to you, and also for the combination of the US, and I know you're also in Kenya as well. How does that really come in? And I know you are listening in, but you're on a different platform. That's why we could bring you up here. So the stage is yours.
Hi, thank you so much, Madam Joy, and it is an honor to be here with these amazing women. And equity to me means that providing the same, providing each individual whatever it is they need to be successful. Whereas equality means that we are giving everybody the same things, regardless of whether they have any challenges or not. And so, in order for us to be successful, we keep talking about being invited to the table, but we don't want the scraps. We want to be there from the beginning. We want to choose the music that we want to dance to. That to me would be equity. Instead of being brought in as an afterthought, oh, we don't have women here. Okay, so we bring in a token woman or two, and we are considered that we have been provided the same opportunity. No, we need to be there from the get-go in every project, and especially as diaspora, when matters pertaining to diaspora are discussed, even in Kenya, on how they are going to involve the diaspora residents should not be an afterthought. We should be there from the get-go because we are the ones who understand what it is that is going on in the diaspora. In terms of equity in Kenya, we have maybe 1 to 2% of women actually own land titles. In a population of 50 million people, I think that is a very insignificant amount of people being able to own land. Yet, the women are the ones who till the land. They are the ones who are out there fetching the water, making sure that the plants grow. They're the ones who are doing the harvesting, yet the bank accounts are usually in their spouses' names. So equity means that that woman should be able to have the land as well, a land that is within her name, that when she goes to a bank, she doesn't need to be introduced by her male counterpart. And also, that she's able to have collateral in terms of when she needs to access funding. Other areas of equity issues is in education, where we have girls and boys not getting the same opportunity. And when you look at the children who are going to private schools, like now in Kenya, we have the new CBC program, you find that children in private schools have all the resources, whereas children in government and rural schools are experiencing a lot of challenges to really embrace and participate in the CBC program. Yet these children are all Kenyan children, and they are going to be competing in the same job market. So there lies an opportunity where we do not have equity at all. The kids who are in private schools have more advantage as opposed to children in government schools. And when you don't have the resources, you cannot keep good teachers. So we are disadvantaging our kids, the Kenyan child, in terms of they don't have enough resources to be able to be successful in the CBC curriculum, and also not having enough teachers to actually teach the program. So to me, equity involves a lot of things. It doesn't only end at women. But remember, when you educate a woman, you have educated a village. So if women are given the same opportunities as men are given, and when we say same, it is to realize that we have all these challenges that face us just by the mere fact that we are women, to make the educational opportunities and even opportunities for us to advance, make it equitable in terms of they look at the challenges and provide enough resources for us to be successful.
Wow.
So I will hand that back to you.
Wow, that was very powerful. You see the last and the strongest. You got all the scope of it. You packaged everything together. I love that, the way you really detailed it to the really practical part, because as you all know, we are always practical people, and it's something that we embrace very, very much. And and something that we acknowledge. And I'm happy to see also hearing about the women and also the youth. I'm happy to join again with the youth representative here, Chantel, one of my dynamic ladies there in South Africa. And she's also going to come and tell us about the youth. What does the really youth mean to you? And also being a youth and an entrepreneur and actually a manufacturing in area is quite an interesting to find how that space looks like in terms of embracing equity. So the stage is all yours as we come closer to the end.
Yes, ladies, so I was in the probably in the wrong room for the past hour and 25 minutes, but I've been watching all the ladies and well done. Thank you, Ms. Joy. However, we thank God that I made it on time. I would just like to say that talking about embracing equity, we need to embrace the diversity. And especially as young women, we need to embrace the inclusivity as we embrace the equity to forge harmony and unity, especially when it comes to young women. Yes, the older generation and the older women in our space, especially in the market space, I think are forging a way for us younger people to start really deliberating on the issue of embracing equity. We need to not only just say it, we not only need to think it, but we need to be it, we need to value it and truly embrace equity. And I think this is how we can do it by sharing our passion, by sharing the fact that we and allowing the fact that we have differences as women, and really appreciating and accepting each other's differences as a woman. But also I'd like us to also focus on the fact that equity is a broad sphere of life, and it is a wagon that every woman should get on. And I believe equity is not just a nice thing to have, it is a firepower allowing women from all over the country, women from all over the globe to get into the mainstream and broadening the table and enlarging the table for the next woman to partake in this equity. And the bigger goal is that the equality to reach the goal is to really embrace and enhance our differences as women. I hope that makes sense.
Of course, it does. It does quite a lot of sense, and I can see that space. And especially, I don't know about the youth. The youth are really grasping that space, and the women who are under, they're really struggling. But the youth are not even waiting. When the opportunity come, they grasp it and they go. And I love that new generation that is coming up. The youth who are ready to go. They don't have time to think or to. They have the energies for it as well, and as well as they're going, they pull the women as well with them, right? And that's why I am so happy to have, as you can see here, we are a mix of every ages as well. Some of our oldest members are not yet here, but they are technically challenged, but they always manage to be here as well. So I'm sorry about that. The links, we had a mishaps with links, for the listening side and for the guests. So, but I'm so happy for have you here, all of you. I think we've gone through everyone. Everybody else is stuck in another platform. Let me know so that we can bring you up here. And the links, we have been sharing them a lot. I can't even go through everybody else. We have gone from South Africa, we went to Tanzania, Rwanda, came to Europe, France, US. Unfortunately, Switzerland was here, but I think she had to rush somewhere else, all the way to here, Germany, where I am. You can see we are enlarging that table further and further, and soon we'll be also covering other regions. But I'm so happy that we are doing this together, because as Milka said, together we are strong, and we see this strength opening up very, very much. So I want to make a few announcements so that you're all aware of, probably you'll be hearing now or later. We have a group that is going also to Rwanda to also be embraced there with the equity as well, in terms of 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 um of IP. They're being hosted there by the World VIPO, which is what I'm gonna spell to you in German now. World Intellectual Property Organization, that is bringing up some women to help them. As you all know, AWT, we are all talking about market access. That area we need a lot of embrace of equity there, because women are really aggressively looking for markets. They have great products. We want to go out there and showcase our products in our country in the regional bloc, cross borders as well within yourselves, within neighboring countries, and then thinking about also low-hanging fruits in Europe. We are also looking for so many opportunities. So Rwanda is coming up. More other opportunities are coming up. We're integrating the youth and the women as well to bring the women up to speed so that their products are able to be accessed. We also have events here that we are inviting you all. As I mentioned, one of them is for Africa Women in Europe. And I'm encouraging you all to check on that. If you're in the diaspora, you want to meet our very, very theme actually is a diaspora inclusion in the value chain, especially with the African products. Yeah. So these are areas that I'm really, really looking forward to on 3rd of June. This year, unfortunately, but not unfortunately, we are not going to be hosting our expo this year. So we'll be hosting it the following year. But we are partnering with other organizations to do it. So this year is going to other markets, because I need you women to know it's not only Africa Women New Market. Market is unlimited. Where there is any space to showcase your product, I've been sharing with you all events going on. There's one coming up in April in Cape Town, I think. There's one coming up in November, but later of the IATF, the one for intra-trade, very huge. There's so many. There's one on Tanzania, like Milu was there the other day. She went to represent us there in Tanzania. Of one of our partners we partner with. So all these organizations is, I want you, all of you, to take action. Even Africa Women in Europe, we are also not having in different countries like we did last year. We are all going to one country, but that doesn't limit you. That go to other events, mingle, network, and also come and learn something new, different, because they always say when you don't move, you think your mother is the best cook. Yeah. So you guys, you need to move from your country, or move even not only your country, even where you're staying in the city, go to the next city and see whether you can sell your product. That this year is purely market access. And we are bringing you up to speed with that. And if you can go to the AWT website and AWE website, you'll be amazed. We've put up for you all the events that are happening globally. Like really, you can plan yourself the whole year in terms of where you can access what event, even in South Africa, major events that even here in Europe. You can also go there. And it's a matter of booking. Don't wait for anybody permission. Don't even wait for me. Just call me, Joy. I'm in Germany. I'm on this expo. What? Hey, well done. Go for it, right? And if you need my assistance, I'm there. You need to go there to our website, Africa Women in Trade. We have put actually how do I say? We have all the year plan, a calendar right now. I would wish I would share with you, because I always like to be more practical, as you all know, that it's very important to make sure that you see all the events that are happening, that you can take advantage of. Go showcase your product. Go, even if visiting. Don't forget, ladies, we are traders. We are not selling. We are not going not B2C, not business to customers. Don't carry everything. We are doing B2B, right? We are selling in big stock. So you just carry samples for showcasing. A visitor ticket is already good enough. So don't go rushing looking for exhibitions and all this stuff. Just go as a visitors at the moment, as you check which one do you want, where is your market, do your analysis, where do you want your products to go first. Neighbor, I encourage you, cross borders, they're the best. So I will encourage all of you to do that. I'm doing this announcement because it's also part of AWT monthly webinar we put together with the International Women's Day, also to enlighten you what you can also start making use right now instead of waiting for tomorrow. So I hope I can share with you my screen here. If I'll be able to show you all these events and the calendar so that you can start maximizing these opportunities. It's a simple calendar that thank you, Amasi, who really put this up together for all of you to be able to see it, and it's easier if you're able to really and enjoy these spaces here. So yes, I think I can do that now. So there you go. I hope you can see my screen. Can you give me a shout, because I can't see on the other side? I think yes, you can be able to see that. You'll be able to see each and every month what will be happening as well. So we have here March, and it goes all the way throughout the year. If you want to go to Russia, as you can see, okay, sorry, that's not a good idea right now. Let's go to Canada and so many other countries that are having different. China, you can see the Poland, Brazil. These are also Kenya. You can see there more in Emirates. Also see other, apart from the ones you see here international, we also have in the continent as well. So have a quick look at it in each and every month. Plan around it. See how you can go there. You see there's the East Africa Textile Week, which is in Kenya. I can see that there is another one there in Nakuru. So it's actually very well shared in Rwanda as well. Kigali, there's one in August. You can see these are more regular, but keep checking whether they change the dates, because sometimes we just have the information and the dates changes. So please also confirm online, Google it, and see all the way to December. And November is one of the biggest. I want to encourage you to also go that one. That is the intra-trade here fair, where you can go and see. It only happens every 3 years, I think. So some of the events are not regular. So have a look at them and see which one you want to be going to. So yeah, so there's so much there happening on that platform, and much more as very, very important. If you want to get more involved, we have a membership for Africa Women in Trade, and Africa Women in Europe. You can join that as a member as well. The SACCO as well, it has a registration fee, as Milka mentioned, and that's where you get all the information, and we work with you even much more closer with your product, and also having one-to-one meetings, because we are really looking forward to move this movement forward. So before we close out, I want to ask any one of you want to leave with the last word of the day. If anyone will have anything to before we close that it's burning and you want to share with us. And I want to recognize everybody else who's listening to us. I can see like you can see, I've been sharing with us here some few things. I'm still on it. Okay, these are more people coming in. Let us know whether you have any word. Let me know. Anyone, unmute yourself. I give you the second now.
Yeah, thank you, Joy. And thank you to all the panelists and all your contribution. Let us continue building each other, strengthening one another, embracing this equity and making it practical. My challenge to everyone is look for someone to whom you can directly, in your space, wherever you are, whether you're watching us, in the space that you are, whether it's in your career, whether it's in your family, whether it's in your community, look for someone you can empower. Look for what you can do to build them up, to lift them up. Because we said it's not one shoe fits all. It's the size. You get the shoe that fits you. Look at where you can input into them to lift them up. And this is what equity is all about. Inclusivity. It doesn't matter where they're coming from. Do you have what it takes to help them? Don't push it to tomorrow. Encourage them to go and do it today. Do what you can within your capability to help lift somebody up, because that's where it all begins. Sometimes we look for big platforms to impact many people. You don't know when you impact one, how many families behind that particular one person that you have actually changed or empowered. So it's a matter of just starting with what you have and where you are. And this is how we're going to bring change and bring it quickly. Because if everybody takes that on board, if we're about 7 or 8 of us here, if everyone took one and we taught them to do the same, that multiplication effect, it will be more effective as opposed to you trying to get 100 people together. Start with where you are and then build on that capacity. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'll say something. Okay, as maybe some of you saw, I'm in the EU VAT compliance field in Europe. So if any one of you, maybe your members, would like to start shipping to France, and they don't know where to start from a fiscal perspective, I'm ready to share all the knowledge that I have today. And that's why I'm there, by the way. Yeah. If you want to enter into the EU market.
Yeah. Great. Thank you so much. We'll be having you on the webinar one of the days. So AWT have regular webinars. So you'll be coming to share all that as well on our platform so that we reach more and more people. It's, as you said, to build those tables and enlarge them and invite others as well. So thank you for sharing with us that. So yeah, anyone else before we close, because we really want to take 1 hour and a half and we have just passed that to 5 minutes. But and if you have, I can see some people are struggling with a connection. But thank you so much, everyone, for coming. It was such an honor to have you here. I know some of you wanted to be here, but they have not been able to join here. But as I said, we are together. It's recorded on YouTube. So you can always check it on AWT, YouTube, and AWE. It will also be recorded there, and also on our on our website. That's where to find us all. And you can always reach us to us. Our emails are quite easy to find us. Info at African Women in Europe for the African women. If you want to know more about us and about the SACOM, about anything else, because African Women in Europe is the umbrella of all these other organizations that you're about. AWT, the SACO, everything is under AWE, which is the African Women in Europe. It's a way that we extended our table to even reach much more people. And we are so excited about all these projects that are coming in and strengthening, working with each other to really make sure that we create impact in whatever we are doing. As much as you're embracing equity, we also need to see impact, and we want you to be very proactive with all the possibilities that you're bringing along with us, as well as in the continent. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And with no further ado, I'll close because of giving you time for your weekend and with your family as well. Enjoy the month. The whole month is Africa Women, International Women's International Women's Day, but I'll be coming back again with another Women's Day, which is the Africa's Women Day, which is one of my favorite, on 31st July, that I always love hosting, supporting the day under AU, Africa Union, which is the 31st July Africa Women's Day. That is ours now. So that one will be coming up as well in July. We thank you all and appreciate your time, and bye-bye for now. Bye.
Here's a funeral cash plan that guarantees you free coverage in the future. Throughout your career, you have made contributions to a funeral plan. Eventually, you retire and cannot afford the premiums, and your policy expires. Are you heading in that direction? Let Diaspora Insurance take care of you. When you take out a Diaspora funeral cash plan, you'll never have to worry about this again. Your future coverage is guaranteed. You can get a free quick quote right now and start the journey to free coverage in the future when you cannot afford your premiums. Your peace of mind is only a WhatsApp message away. +44 770 3838 304 or +27 659 070 419. Get in touch now. 24/7 quote and apply at diasporainsurance.com. Terms and conditions apply.